From the 1960s to the early 1980s, on the roads of America, large automobiles, often referred to as land yachts, became symbols of luxury and style, with their long bodies gleaming chrome accents, spacious interiors upholstered in leather or vinyl, and powerful engines. These cars represented a golden era of the American automotive industry today, as the auto industry focuses on compact models and electrification, technology land. Yachts remain a nostalgic memory of an era marked by extravagant gasoline consumption. Cadillac in Lincoln had many impressive variations, but not all of them make it onto this list. Some Cadillacs were stretched at the factory, but most were modified by external companies. Most of the cars on this list meet the criteria for land yachts, though a few models might not fully qualify. Nonetheless, these are still some of the longest cars from the 1970s. I've done my best to compile the best list, even though I'm neither an expert nor someone who lived during that era. I hope you enjoy this video. At the top of the list is the second generation Mercury Marquis 1969 to 1978 gem. It looks like one. Mercury Marquis built better to ride, better at the sign. A car that offered a smooth driving experience, alongside a striking design with the slogan Mercury Marquis engineered to excel. It was considered a strong competitor to the Ford LTD and the most luxurious model in its lineup, particularly in the Breo version. The first generation of the Marquis was available only as a two-door coupe, but the second generation saw significant upgrades with more options. Introduced the second generation, Mercury Marquis expanded its lineup with sedan, convertible, and station wagon options. The two-door and four-door sedans featured a longer wheelbase than the Colony Park, with an overall length of 229 in approximately 5.8 m, making it 4 or 5 in longer than the Ford LTD, equipped with engines ranging from 351 to 460 cubic in a 3-speed automatic transmission and rear-wheel drive. The Marquis solidified its position in the full-size car segment. Mercury Marquis models from 1973 onward measured 229 in length and received mid-cycle updates, including 5 mph bumpers on both ends. These cars epitomized the Lanyard concept with their luxurious design, spacious interiors, and available V8 engine options. The Dodge Monaco was the brand's flagship full-size model until 1973, comparable to Chevrolet's Caprice and Impala, or Ford's LTD and Galaxy 500. However, Polaro was discontinued in 1974 due to insufficient sales and some emissions-related reasons. Monaco replaced the Polara and retained the remaining versions, continuing production from 1974 to 1977 with four-door sedan, two-door coupe, hardtop, and wagon variants. Interestingly, the Monaco wagons were shorter than the sedans, with the 1974 wagon measuring 223 in length. Dodge Monaco wagon. The 1976 Dodge Monaco wagon measured 229.5 in length, making it 0.5 in longer than the Mercury Marquis. It came standard with a 400 V8 engine with an optional 440 V8, both paired with Chrysler's 3-speed automatic transmission and rear-wheel drive. The Monaco was available in 3 trim levels: the base mono, the royal, and the top-tier broom. The broom trim was the most popular, standing out with its distinctive wood paneling details. The Dodge Monaco wagon competed with the LTD Country Squire and the Caprice Estate wagon, all highly regarded for their luxury features, with just under 6.0 units produced in 1976. The Monaco wagon became an exceptionally rare model. Next is the Lincoln Continental Mark V, one of the most iconic appearances on the list. This stunning vehicle is well documented, making it easy to find clips showcasing its beauty. This was a major redesign of the Mark series, featuring angular styling that replaced the softer curves of its predecessors, produced from 1977 to 1979. The Mark EV was one of the last full-size luxury coupes. While the Cadillac Eldorado was downsized in 1979, the Mark V remained in production, catering to an older demographic that valued large, luxurious vehicles and had the means to afford them. The 1979 Mark V versions, such as the Collector and Designer series, could be priced over $100. Zeros, when new, each Designer series model reflected the personality of its designer, from the Bill Blast edition with the elegant look of a luxury yacht to the Pucci edition with its famous chromatic leisure style, and the Cartier edition with a refined design reminiscent of a diamond ring. The Jaboni edition featured an aristocratic, luxurious, and sophisticated style. The interior of the Mark O was extremely comfortable, and among all the cars I researched, its seats may have been the most comfortable. Like the Mark E, the Mark V truly meets the criteria of a land yacht with a length of 23.3 f7. 1m longer than even the modern Escalade with its extended wheelbase and the Wagoner L. It is also 15 in, is longer than the Genesis G9L, and we're only at number 8, the 7th longest American car. Buick Estate from the 1970s is the 1975 in 1976 Buick Estate. This estate model debuted in 1971, but in its final 2 years, it was extended slightly. The estate shared the same wheelbase and many interior details with other models of the era. The 1975 to 1976 Buick Estate shared many features with the Buick Electric 225, including the 455 V8 engine, which was also used in the GSX model. Additionally, the Stage 1 Performance Upgrade package, which included a high-performance cam shaft, enlarged ports and valves, and a dual exhaust system, was available until 1974. In terms of length, this wagon measured 231 in about 5.9 m. The 1975 to 1976 Buick Estate had a length of 250 in about 6.35 m, making it over half an inch longer than its temporaries from Pontiac and Oldsmobile. In terms of suspension, the car used multi-leaf springs instead of coil springs, providing a sturdier feel and increasing the payload capacity compared to coil springs, which allowed for more movement. But with a lower load capacity, the vehicle also featured GM glide-away tailgate design, where the lower part of the gate slides under the floor and the upper window lifts up into the roof. Although the Buick Estate wasn't a top Oldsmobile Mobile 98 seller, Buick continued to produce wagons until 2020 with the Regal TX compared to the Estate. The Regal TX was about 3 ft shorter. As for Oldsmobile, the 1974 to 1975 Oldsmobile 98, measuring 232 in about 5.9 m, was the largest model from Oldsmobile and one of the most spacious cars ever produced by GM, thanks to its full-size body design introduced in 1971. However, when it comes to the most spacious vehicles, that distinction goes to the Capri Classic and the R Master Custom Cruiser models from the 9s, which feature-feed GM's massive B-body platform. The 1974 to 1975 Olds Mobile 98 was the brand's flagship model at the time, and in my opinion, it truly had an elegant design, especially with the Regency package. This model stood out as one of the longest cars of those years, thanks to a government mandate requiring 5 mph bumpers at both ends of the vehicle. Among the various configurations, the 4-door hardtop sedan was the longest. The Olds 98 came standard, with many luxury features, making it not only luxurious, but also very powerful. The Chrysler New Yorker 1974 to 1975 Oldsmobile 98 was equipped with a V8 455 rocket engine with a cold air intake, producing 320 horsepower and a 3-speed automatic transmission. It was Oldsmobile's flagship model at the time, offering a full range of premium features such as deluxe armrests, a dual cigarette holder, floor mats, power windows, power locks, and power seats. Additionally, the car could be optioned with trim packages like a vinyl roof, vinyl interior trim, or a sunroof. This makes me wonder, what was it like for people living in the 70s to own this car? When comparing Buick in Oldsmobile, the question arises as to which model, the Electra or the 98, is considered more luxurious or more indicative of wealth. Chrysler has always been designed with the idea of creating a car that is not only aesthetically valuable, but also a symbol of class. Chrysler truly embodied this with the 1974 Chrysler New Yorker featuring a completely new design and a luxurious appearance. The 1974 to 1978 Chrysler New Yorker models were among Chrysler's last full-size cars, offering the perfect combination of comfort and refined beauty. The 1974 Chrysler New Yorker was completely redesigned from the ground up, setting it apart from GM, as it was launched right at the peak of the oil crisis, while GM introduced their full-size models. In 1971, Chrysler's timing wasn't quite as favorable, and their sales reflected this, contributing to the company's decline. Chrysler the New Yorker came in two versions, the base model and the Brew, with the Brew being the most luxurious option. This model also appeared on the list of the 10 most expensive American cars of the 1970s, ranking at number 10. The Yachts in 1974 to 1976, Chrysler New Yorker measured 232 in about 5.9 meters in length, and in my opinion, this model reached its peak in 1976. However, these New Yorkers didn't receive the recognition they deserved. Lincoln Continental, possibly due to some of models being equipped with the lean burr system, which had numerous issues in terms of design. The New Yorker appeared much more solid and elegant compared to many cars of its time. In terms of design, the New Yorker appeared much more solid and elegant compared to many cars of its time. A standout feature was the chrome-plated metal grille, whereas Cadillac had switched to using plastic